Spirituality is like a single drop of water realizing it's the entire ocean. That's the mission for real. Spirituality is individuality. To become an individual, you have to come in fully into who you are. To come into fully into who you are, you need to fully awaken yourself. You need to be fully awake to fully be aware and fully come into who it is you are, your individuality. That is spirituality. That is the mission. That is the point for real. Is to realize, remember, and know through experience that you are the entire ocean. That you are one with the entire vast space nothingness. A piece of it. Just like a drop is just a piece of the entire ocean. But because you're one with the entire ocean, you are the entire ocean. Whatever happens to the ocean happens to you. Whatever happens to you happens to the ocean. If just that single one drop of water ends up getting polluted, well, that single drop of water is in the ocean. So you're not going to be like, this one space and location in the ocean is polluted. You're going to just say the water is polluted. And you're going to point to the ocean. If the entire ocean is polluted except one tiny little drop, you're not going to be like, well, most of the water is polluted except one. You're just going to be like, the water is polluted. And you're going to point to the ocean. See what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. I just felt really needed to come on here and say everything that I'm going to say. We are multidimensional beings. We have multiple layers. Just like your human body has multiple parts. You are not just material. You're not just physical. You're metaphysical. And you're not just metaphysical. You're also space. You're also nothing. There's three layers to existence. Nothingness, metaphysical. No, it's not the middle finger. Metaphysical, and then the physical, the material plane. Each three layers have three layers within them. Put it all together, you have 9 layers in total, 9 dimensions in total. You don't feel like you're a multidimensional being because you have not awoken up your other bodies. You haven't woken up fully yet. Everything that we talk about in spirituality, how all the answers are within you, you're a multidimensional being, you're one with the source, all of these spiritual things that we say, they're like, it's legit. It's not just something to like know and be like, oh, okay, that's cool. No, like it's actually something that like that you could that you're supposed to like experience. You just haven't woken it up yet. You haven't unlocked it yet. Like when they say, oh, all the answers are within you because of how this because of how this language is set up, and also the logic, right? The Masonic template of like how we digest information itself. Like sometimes when you take in the information, you take in certain truths, you take it in completely wrong because you're taking it in on a false template. So when we say a certain truth, like, oh, all the answers are within you, right? We kind of take it, at least I did. I took that as kind of like, oh, right, like all the answers are within you. Like, if you just tell yourself that you know, then your brain will open up and, you know, you will start to kind of expand on how, you know, like you bounce around your mind until you can come to a conclusion that feels like right, like you do know, instead of just saying I don't know. Then that would like close your mind. You know, I was kind of thinking of it in a scientific way. Others might look at that term and look at it as like a metaphoric term, like, right, it's all the answers are within you, meaning like you just need to sit with yourself and kind of like think on it and critical think on it, and then you'll end up coming to like, you know, a conclusion, like, type thing, right? No, no, it's legit. And I know this because I've experienced it from meditation. When you meditate, you get to a certain point in your meditation journey where you experience the truth. It's not like you go online and you learn the truth, like, oh wow, that we're nothing. Da, da, da. No, like when you meditate, you will experience that you're nothing. You'll experience that you're just space upon space. Like you'll experience all of these truths, right? And so you go and meditate and you experience something. And when you experience something, you're hit with a realization. And that realization ends up being an answer to a question that you had, or an answer to something. You see what I'm saying? And it was like, when you're meditating, you're not thinking. You're not doing anything. You're just observing your breath. And then all these happenings happen, right? You end up experiencing things, right? And at the end of it, or sometimes in the middle of it, you hit a conclusion, like a realization based on what you just experienced internally during that meditation. You hit a realization, and that realization is an answer. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, holy shit, like the answers are literally within you. Like the truth that you're seeking is literally within. Like when you meditate, you fucking experience it. You just experience it, and then you come to realizations. I'm pretty sure that was also a spiritual saying. The truth that you're seeking is within you. All of these sayings, they're literal. They're literal. And I really feel like I need to say that. Because I feel like a lot of us aren't doing the work, and we may think that we're doing the work, but we don't realize that we're still under a fog, because all of this information, we're taking it and digesting it in faulty ways, and we're not seeing it for what it is. It's literal. It's legit. When I say you're a nine dimensional being, sit and ponder how would that feel like to be a nine-dimensional being, because be real with yourself. You don't feel like no fucking nine-dimensional being. You don't feel like that. That's why you can't just go to a sheep, or you can't just go to anybody and be like, yeah, we're actually nine-dimensional beings. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're actually multi-dimensional. And it's like, how? Bitch, I don't feel I don't feel like I'm somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And that's because all your bodies are still asleep. How do you wake them up? Meditate. It's not by digesting a bunch of information. Meditate and do shadow work. I'll say those two things. Meditating and shadow work. because shadow work will help you to align with yourself. So then when you're aligned with yourself, you're aligned with your truth. And when you're aligned with truth, period, you're aligned with source, all possibilities. And you're going to have downloads upon downloads upon downloads, because you have straight access to the source. Like you're aligned to yourself, which is a part of the all. So shadow work and meditation. I woke up my 6-dimensional body, and to wake up your 6-dimensional body, you have to master your thoughts and feelings. And so I have done that, and I realize it's fucking literal. It's literal. I I feel like there's like two of me moving at the same time. One is bigger, 6-dimensional, that would be my 6-dimensional vessel, and then there's just like this right here, my physical, and they're moving at the same time right now as I speak to you. There's another body that I'm also aware of, and it's just space, and it's just pooping out or pushing out or kicking out thoughts. Also, whenever I speak, it like pushes out the words. And I'm like, I want to uphold this, and I am, because I finally decided to embrace, like, you know what, like, I'm no thing. So I'm going to stop clinging to my material side, and I'm going to cling to my metaphysical side. And I'm also going to cling to my nothingness, which is my space and location, which would really just be my soul, which is really just my truth. And I'm going to be nothing but that truth. My truth. Not anything physical or metaphysical. And I was like, I feel like what's holding me back from fully embracing it, or at least what held me back in the past, was because no one else around me is there yet, or because no one else around me can relate, or because I don't have anyone around me that I could talk to about it. So it's like all the motion is down here, but I'm up there. I done just reached another level spiritually, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, so I thought, okay, I got really, like, I was in my thoughts, and I was like, my purpose is to make a contribution. My purpose is to help souls on their path to wake up. So why don't I make a video showing my troubles of this, and also venting and just being honest and just vulnerable of what is really going on, of what it is. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I feel like people are confused, meaning like they think that, like, because they know a lot, or because they could kick knowledge, that they're on their path, or that they're actually helping themselves. I feel like people don't get how deep it actually is. I feel like people are, especially because Jupiter is in Taurus, are clinging their spirituality to material things and the material plane, and they're losing touch of the importance of your spirituality that has nothing to do with the material plane, that just has to do with existence and life, and how things came to be the way they are in the first fucking place. And that itself is why you need to undo everything. That itself is why you need to discover and find out the truth. That itself is why you need to remember. Because there's a whole series of lines of events that took place that led you to be here right now, that led us spirits to be lost in the physical right now, that you don't remember, that you have no idea of. And unless you could remember that, it's just going to keep going the way that it's going right now. And 9 times out of 10, you don't like the way that it's going right now. Even if you do, understand this is bigger than all of us. And if you don't care about the collective, care about yourself at least. If you don't care too much about what happens to yourself, care about what happens to your future kids. Care about what happens to your next door neighbor. Care. Because it's something to be cared for. It's something this has to do with fucking existence itself. You see what I'm saying? Because we are the creators, and we are also the ones that are in trouble. You see what I'm saying? So if we are the creators and we're the ones in trouble, bitch, existence is at a detriment right now. And you need to get it together, and you need to pull away just a little bit, practice detachment, and learn a little bit of equilibrium from the material world. If you are spiritual, be spiritual sometimes. Don't be in the world all of the time. Clinged on to the world all of the time. Attached to results and expectations all of the time. Needing money and material and security and support first before you could be spiritual all of the time. Sometimes say the hell with that shit and choose your soul, the calling, the truth, yourself within. Choose to go within instead of paying attention to without all of the time. Sometimes equilibrium, guys. I just feel like I need to say that, and I don't know who needs to hear this. And I'm not being harsh. I'm not being rude. I'm not judging you. I'm not perfect at all. I just feel guided to say this. Like I'm being used almost to say this. Because I feel like I need to say this. It's literal. It's real. It's important. You could talk about it all day, but you have to have moments with yourself in spirit, where it's just you in spirit. What does this all mean to you? How does this affect you? How do you genuinely feel about all this? Don't just be participating to fit in. Don't just be participating just to have something to do. Just to, because the Masonic world was bad and horrible, so I'm just gonna join this because I feel more open here. Like, for whatever reason, take time away from it all. Just you and spirit. How do you feel about all this? What does this mean for you? How are you processing all this? How do you, what do you want to do about it? Like, where are you at? Where are you at with everything that's been going on, with everything that you learn, with everything that you know? Genuinely, where are you at on a soul level? How is this impacting? How do you feel about this? Genuinely, like, and be honest with yourself. Just talk to yourself. It's important to do that during this time. It's important to do that regularly. Because I feel like a lot of spiritual people are getting lost in the sauce. And it sucks. If spirituality wasn't popping, if nobody, say it's 2014, nobody is spiritual like that. Spirituality is not mainstream. It's not even a thing. You randomly have your awakening. Or let's just say that you know everything that you know now, but you're in a different time. You're in a time where it's not popping. It's not mainstream. There's no communities. There's nobody you could talk to. There's no like-minded people anywhere. Like, it's just like the regular Masonic world. And you know everything that you know now. What would you do? How would you navigate? How would you feel about the information then? How would you feel about spirituality then? How would you feel about the truth then? Would it even still be the truth for you? Unpack, have these conversations with yourself. How would you feel? How would you look at the world? What would you do? I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but just keep in mind, guys, that spirituality is individuality. And it is to open and awaken your true individuality, your true space and location within the vast nothingness, your true truth, your authenticity, yourself. You are just becoming more and more and more aware of self until you fully awaken. Until you become a 9-dimensional being again. Because we are 9-dimensional beings. That is asleep. Until you fully become that again. That's the mission. That's the point. Remember who you are. Fully awaken all your bodies. And it's legit. You will literally not feel, it's not like you're going to be like, oh, a 9-dimensional body. It's not going to be like, oh, you're a 9th-dimensional person. Oh, I know myself now and I'm still like regular, normal. Like it's literally it's another experience. It's an outer body experience, but this is not your only body. You see what I'm saying? The air around me, because I woke up my 6th-dimensional body, the air around me feels like I'm within my belly. You see what I'm saying? When I breathe, you know how you breathe, your belly goes in and out? When I breathe, I literally feel the space around me going in and out, as if I'm inside a belly. Like, it's real. Which is why I feel so driven to make this video. Because I feel like, especially me. Like, me too. I felt like, I knew it was real, but I didn't know just to the extent, like, you would actually, like, experience it. You know what I mean? Like, so, just letting y'all know, you literally experience it. Okay? It's legit. It's not like some metaphor, or like we're not speaking like in tongues, or like we're not saying something like, because like a lot like this language, it'll have you take in information, take in certain truths and digest it in a complete faulty sense, in a complete faulty way that's like not, you see what I'm saying? So it's not your fault, but I just wanted to make this video. Yeah, just talk to yourself. I feel like that's the overall message. I might just title this video that. Just talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Okay.
Live the truth. That's why I do what I do. Studying my mood, yeah, all afternoon. Because it's the lies, the reason why I cry now. Live the truth. That's why I do I do. Study in my room.